I'm Stricker. Doc Sirius Technologies Robotic Interface Personal Receptionist. Please be aware that you're about to watch a comic book review. As such, there will be spoilers. You have been warned. While I'm at it, I should also warn you that Doc Sirius spends too much time talking about comic book guts. I think he offers medication.
Salutations YouTube and what's doing, and welcome to Serious About Comics. I'm Doc Sirius, and I'm here to talk serious about comics. Today we're going to do a comic book booty call and check in with the X, because last week X-Men Volume 7 Number 1 debuted. We're going to look at the characters, both heroes and villains. We're going to look at the plot and the conflict. We're going to look at mood and tone of the story. And we're going to see if there's anything else noteworthy to determine just how good issue 1 was. X-Men Volume 7 Number 1 is written by Jed MacKay, pencils by Ryan Stegman, inks by J.P. Mayer, colors by Marta Gracia, and letters by Clayton Cowles. MacKay's main X-Men field team include Kid Omega, Psylocke, Cyclops, Juggernaut, Magik, and Oya, now going by the name Temper. I like this team. You got a lot of very strong-willed individuals, and there are not a lot of people who have spent a lot of time working together. Kid Omega and Temper have a past, of course, and Cyclops and Juggernaut have a complicated history, but there's a lot of opportunity for new relationships and new character interactions. And we're already seeing the team use their powers in conjunction to fight their enemies. The one downside with all these strong personalities is none of the characters seem all that unique. Quentin Quire does differentiate himself with his use of profanity, but for the most part, they all feel very similar. The one exception is Cyclops, in fact, who seems to have taken on a more nurturing and supportive role as leader rather than his old way of kind of leading by bullying. But that's not all, because the X-Men also have a home crew staying back at their Alaskan base. That base crew includes Beast from the 80s, Kuan Yin Zorn, and Glob Herman. This admittedly is where things get a little weird, because Zorn is described as a healer, which is true, but he is so much more than that. He has a black hole in his head. He can generate light. He can control magnetics, just like Magneto. He can control gravity. Zorn has a whole lot more power than he's given credit for. Then Glob Herman gets described by Beast as being practically useless.
You burn!
Dude, Hank, you can't say that. You're being mean to the kid. Give him a shot. I'm a Glob Herman stan. He deserves a chance on the big team. He's got strength. He's got resistance to injury. You can light his whole body on fire. He could be the next Human Torch. Don't be so mean. And finally, they have Magneto. Dressed in, well, it's not exactly a suit, because is that a turtleneck you're wearing, Max? Overall, I see this as a very exciting group of characters to see every month. As I said, it's not a group that we've seen interact a whole lot, except for in just a couple of pairings here and there. We've got some characters that definitely need some love. Kid Omega, Temper, and I gotta say it, let's actually give Glob Herman a bigger role than just sitting back minding the garden. I award this cast of characters 2 booties, a Cyclops booty and a Psylocke booty. As for our villains, we have the Fourth School, a group of former Orchis members who now are trying to make themselves mutants using mutant DNA. Yep, we've heard that before. And they're also still using Sentinels to fight when the X-Men show up. Again, we've seen that before. These villains are entirely forgettable, and considering how much time we dealt with Orchis in the past couple years, certainly not all that interesting. However, it's clear that we're just setting up a larger story, and so the fact that our enemies at this point are forgettable is not a major concern. We're also introduced to a shadowy organization known as 3K, who seem to be kind of behind some of the Fourth School antics. And we know that the 3K is comprised of 4 characters being labeled as the Zealot, the Doctor, the Means, and the Chairman. Although at this point, we don't know exactly who these characters are. As far as the storyline goes, the X-Men are attacking the Fourth School because they have one of their members captured, not one of their main team members, but a Universal X-Man character. I'll let that be a little secret for you to find out when you pick it up. But also to rescue 6 new mutants that they've detected. This storyline is pretty straightforward and not all that exciting because the stakes are pretty low, but we also know that they're setting up a bigger storyline, so we'll just have to see where they go from here. There is one oddity in the storyline, however, as the X-Men seem absolutely baffled by mutants gaining their abilities in adulthood, despite there being several examples of mutants not gaining their powers until they're in adulthood. While I have high hopes for this storyline, for the time being, no booty for you. But what about the mood? This is a fun read and an exciting read. The dialogue is light, the action is exciting. This is a quick and fun read. Highly recommend. 1 booty.
Yes!
And how's the art? I like Ryan Stegman's work here with J.P. Mayer and Marta Gracia backing him up. But I do have one concern. Do we need to have Cyclops medically checked? Because he seems to be suffering from eye seepage. Eye seepage. Eye seepage. Eye seepage. Eye seepage. But we also get some Cyclops butt.
Yes!
We get some magic butt.
Yes!
And we also get some gratuitous Cyclops crotch shot.
Yes!
So the art team earns a booty. A magic booty.
Yes!
So there you have it. X-Men Volume 7 Number 1 earned 4 booties.
Oh my god.
Join us next week when we see how Phoenix Number 1 handles the comic book booty call.